my self-reflection of this year, 2025. It's currently 10 p.m. PST here, so the time I'm making this video, it's still December 31st, 2025. But this year, 2025, y'all, I've learned a lot, primarily in the other half of my sophomore year this time. Regarding fears, I've broken many of them. Right? Some are entering friend groups without permission. Like, this isn't no Dare by Friends. It's not a way to show myself off, but I did it for me. I did it for my own curiosity. I did it because I want to meet new people. I want to break my own fears. A fear of what if they don't like me, or a fear of I'll be unwelcome. I replace these fears with dialogue, and of course, being welcomed. Breaking that fear of being seen or trying yell or being seen as awkward. It's gone now. I don't fear being seen trying. I don't fear being seen as hesitant, but I broke it with dialogue. Broke it with talking with new people. And I love that socially. I set up a small extrovert front talking to new people and breaking a shyness fear. Happy to have done that for me, y'all, at least, so I'm very happy. Other things I've done, I've set up the treaty of December 7th in my earlier Instagram reels. It sounds very history-like, and I find it kind of odd back then, but retroactively looking at it, yeah, I know that I have to follow this treaty. Like, I really have to, regarding any future interactions. But my favorite rejection, y'all, from this year, gone. It's not there anymore. China group that rejected me. Oh, wait, that was long ago. They brought that away. And I already set up, like, for me personally, I've already set up, like, the worth dating metaphor. I already set up, like, my self-worth as a person, like, the I am worth dating metaphor. I live by the principles, also by that, and also by, like, it is up to the friend group to recognize the viableness of the newcomer and not the other way around. I have self-worth. Everybody does. It's not taken away, and it's recognized. It exists without recognition. It's not an excuse for me to be insufferable per se, but it's up to the friend group to see me, as a person with a heart, as a baseline. I learned a lot about society and its mechanics. I even exposed a blind spot of rotating friend groups. Like, not all newcomers are given information about how friend groups move. Next day, the rotating friend group is gone from that same spot, leaving that newcomer confused. So, I learned a lot, especially with my online friend regarding social conditioning. I'll talk about that later on. It sets me up for future relationships, y'all, because the way I use my initiative of talking to people, like, no fear of being seen, I'm gonna one day use that same way I interact with these groups and refine it with others and refine new friends. Out of those friends could one day become someone I would be in a relationship with, or someone of possible romance. So what I did earlier this year, despite not staying in like a permanent friend group, that set us up for those future interactions. Think of it like that. And that tenet of initiative, that is one core key that we have to also getting into a relationship. I also learned that society and the way people are conditioned. The library girl who didn't talk to me, she may have not been evil in the first place, but something that she was taught maybe stopped her from doing so. That's why even then again she still avoids me. So I get it in that term. So even to the people I met drifted away, like, may have been their own social conditioning too. Like, they may have not meant to hurt me in that sense. So even learned about homeless people too. Alright, not all of them are bad. A lot of people are just struggling, and it's a complexity of people. I'm still yet to learn a lot about that. Regarding online, for 2025, I've completed like a baseline year. That means I've set up my Instagram media. I've also importantly used my editing skills to set up two channels. LSPDFR YouTube channel, set up all the GTA stuff, the personal video channel where I vent onto to the internet. And of course, my primary gaming channel, which is like FNAF content right now, and backlogs of old videos that date all the way back to like 2019. Is a baseline because I've started the actual first half year, I guess, of editing gaming videos, talking about myself, tuning my editing skills, performing arts into an art of my own. So, like that. These set me up for the skill of a content creator, which also means I've also achieved and earned the line of the name at content creator. For all reasons, I don't mean to be self-indulgent, but rather I earned that title by like making videos and knowing it get too many views, and having that core tenet of editing. Like if someone asks me to make a video about them or about something, like I could do it. That's why I have that title of the name content creator. And don't mind my dog in the background. I'll talk about them later on. But because I've been editing for a long time, that title of quote unquote content creator, Brian3722, both socially and professionally on a basic level, I retain the rights to those the title of that. All right, not copyright based, but like metaphorically and literally, I do have that title of content creator. I may not have like ultimate skills like movie based skills, but I could make content, so that's what it is. A lot of people tend to conflate with content creation with being famous, and it's not always correct. Not everyone who makes content has a goal of fame, and making content doesn't always equal fame. So just leaving it out there. Even then, all without social support. Right from high school, I mean, only a few viewers. Then, to all the people watching, I don't have institutional backing. I don't have friend group backing. I don't have social backing. No, that like this is literally just me, y'all. What my heart wants to say, and this mic right here, my camera, my computer, and some other editing stuff, and some other refinement tools that I use. I say it, y'all, is that this identity that I have doesn't reset after high school. It builds forth. And don't mind my dogs whimpering in the background. It's still like 4th of July here, so they're still worried about the fireworks. So back to me. I see every day as a story, y'all. As an art to build on. At the backdrop of whatever adult self I will become. I make these videos now, y'all, because I need to mark my origins. I need to see like what adult I'm gonna become. How did I do it? Like, how am I gonna make it to becoming an adult or whatever person I'll be? So that's why I do it. And other achievements I've made, y'all, well, I learned to have a little bit of a bigger heart for people who rejected me. Not by true rejection, but by blocking. Or imagine like drifting away, not because they don't want me, but because they have other unrelated reasons. Think of it. Don't mind my dogs, again, y'all. All right, they're all nervous about the fireworks, so don't worry about that. Because if they reject me or just drift away, rejection is not the end. Like it's a sign that we're on an avenue that isn't built for us yet. It's a sign of recognition that comes way, way later. Far past the origin points of high school. And obviously, since I make videos almost certainly every day, I technically have that gift of continuity, and I get to look at past events and see if I can correct understandings or misunderstandings. Now, also means like I'm an author of my life. I get to write whatever happens today. Whether I choose to add or remove details is obviously on me, and it's up to everyone to their own story too. I'm the sole writer for now, but someone else will use the very pencil metaphorically that I use one day. So sure, my achievements are not institutional. All right, it's not like school pride achievements, but for me, achievements don't have to be validated by an institution to be real. Sure, I might get like a few student achievement awards towards later on in my high school tenure. We're doing something, but I value self growth a little bit more. Let me go get my dog. Happy, happy. He's gonna keep on barking. Happy. He's just gonna get water. Oh my god. Oh, you don't mind them. They're all nervous and irracked about the fireworks right now. So don't worry about them. But to be fair, y'all, some people in friend groups who either drifted away or didn't want me, like they're they're not there, but rather I might miss some of them, to be honest, because a lot of the people I met, I think I really could have been good, great friends with them. Again, I could revisit a few friend groups of people I met, but no, I can't be everywhere all at once. In some journeys, some people only act as cheerleaders or spectators. They'll be watching from afar. So I oh my god. How they're all racked up about the fireworks today. I know it's like raining right now, but someone did end up blowing like a few fireworks earlier. Happy. Happy. Come on. Oh, okay. I'm gonna try to speed this up a little bit. Okay. So I'm beginning to realize like why people fail to categorize me in high school. Is that I built an identity not surrounded by like politics or friends. Like I don't make just superficial posts. Like I kind of flop around between deep and like superficial. So it's not a sign of failure that some people would call me odd or some people would call me weird. Or rather, some people fail to categorize me because it's a sign of their own limits. What reduces these limits is like time teaching them. Like once they become adults themselves, and once they learn about stuff like far past our origin point of our high school that we're in now, like people will eventually understand me. Some will eventually, well, some won't, and that's perfectly okay. Think of 00 as a high school we're in right now. All right, students are graphs. Everyone's, even twins, all have different graphs as different people eventually grow up. As the years pass, people's graphs grow significantly differently from the origin. We're still at 00, which is high school. That's why some people will call me weird and odd or cringy because it's a revelation of their own limits, and it's not wrong. It's not my personal failure, but teachers' judgments leave as time eventually updates worldviews. But for now, I still treat them with respect, y'all, because they're still people with hearts. They still have empathy, and be more than happy to be their friend if they say yes, of course. I mean, I can't force anything. Also connects back to my social blind spot back in my old reels. If you guys want to scroll through that. What's sad thing though is that I'm beginning to grow up. People around me are also beginning to grow up. I'm one day gonna be an adult, and I want to be the father like the one in the FNAF 2 movie, like a simple father, like a simple one-story house with a kid who's obsessed with animatronics, just without the real animatronics from the FNAF 1 and 2 movie, because otherwise I'll end up repeating that same FNAF 1 and 2 movie all over again, not by watching, but by literally repeating it with me as a starring character. So, kind of worried about that, y'all. That is if animatronics do exist one day in the future. So, I don't know if it's going to be there or not. Man, I would connect back to my older reels of mine retroactively, y'all, because I apply the same belief that it is up to friend groups to recognize worth of the person. Why? Because if I hold the title of content creator both outside and inside school and have an intrinsic personality and worth, then it is not socially negotiable because it was never socially bound to high school in the first place. It's a birthplace of ideas where I actually get from school. Right? I'll definitely give it that, and that's where I also communicate. It's just an extension. But then again, because my identity is global, it's up to them to recognize what is obvious. Like I have self worth, I have love, I have a heart, I can edit videos. Gotta recognize that. If they don't, then it's on them. I have to move on eventually because I don't want, I don't want trouble. Think of it like that. It's not a way to be insufferable. Of course, I still have a heart too. But I don't want to be too tough or judgmental on friend groups, regardless of what type of depth level they are. Either it's a baseline people must see in everyone, content creator, holder, or not. Like everybody has self worth. You can't just switch it around. Then again, people must recognize self worth first. But for me, y'all, next year, 2026, I really haven't found a friend group yet. I'll still be interacting with new people, breaking my fear once more. But most important, I'm probably gonna join a club again, break the fear once again, grow my storyline because I'm the author of my life. And I'd be more than happy to pass my pen down temporarily to someone who could also write in my storybook too, not just me as a solo writer, metaphorically. So I'll still meet people who are superficial, but for me, I still treat them with kindness because positivity sticks. And some people may think that I'm like quote unquote above them, quote unquote, but I'm not above anyone. Truth be told, I'm just like anyone. I just breathe my life into like camera records. So think of it. Of course, I'll still be tormented by my parents' complexity and my household's complexity. And obviously, because not because they're bad, but because of something I learned, like it's their social conditioning. Even then, earlier, I told my dad, like, I need to make a video like this. That's the reason, like, I'm upstairs right now. But he wouldn't leave my room because he wanted to watch TV and he wanted to make me find the remote. And I said I get copyrighted if I tried to make a video as he watched TV. And he said, quote unquote, don't worry. But things is that I don't want my dad near when I make videos like this. Not because it's a lot of personal stuff, but because I need, like, full concentration. I wouldn't mind him watching in the background as an audience, but, like, I still need concentration. You can't just be, like, reading, staying in the back of my bed. Like, out of the camera view. Think of it like that. And as much as I am a person with identity by content creation and self worth, heart, love, integrity, I am still attacked by the complexity of my parents, y'all. Is that they're not truly loving. And I've sad to announce that I'm still harmed emotionally day by day. But it's just kind of difficult sometimes. It's kind of like ups and downs, ups and downs, instead of like linear stability. Like I don't wish I had better parents, but rather I wish my current parents' attitudes were a little bit different than they are right now. So, as an imperfect content creator, I'm still kind of blown down away by my complex parents in a complex household. I still try every day, but I don't get it hurts because I don't get the love that I need. So, anyways, as sad as it is, self worth is not determined by complex people. 2026 will not be my top year or achievement year, but rather it's going to be more book pages to write on as an author of my own life. And what have you achieved this year? You're an author of your own life too. If each year is a new page to write on, what are you going to write this year? Also, first thing that I write is obviously Happy New Year 2026, y'all. See you guys in the next video, or should I say next year. I may not post for a while because I do want to take a little bit of time to relax. But anyways, bye bye, y'all. See you guys in, well, I already said it, so whatever.